I definitely want to talk about the movie I seen yesterday before we get into the game, man. I don't know if y'all seen this movie. I'm about 2 weeks late, but I went and saw Weapons, dog. That was a masterpiece. I can't even hold you. Like, that was a masterpiece movie. Man, everything about that story, everything with the plot of the movie, everything was like that with Weapons. I really liked that movie, dog, and it was unexpected. Like, I didn't expect the way it went. I don't know if you've seen that, John OG, or anybody else who's seen him. Weapons is like that. You feel what I'm saying? From beginning to end. Shout out to the lady that played the Silver Surfer. Let me look up her name real quick. Yeah, I think it's Jennifer Garner. Yep, I think it is. Hold on. They had Wong in that joint. They had a little cast in there. You hear me? And this is, oh yeah, Jennifer Gardner. They had Thanos. They had Josh Brolin in that joint. And then Benedict Wong. They had a little good. It wasn't even a cast of just like randoms. Like, it was some people doing their thing, and they all acted well from beginning to end. I'm talking about that movie was so creepy. You feel what I'm saying? It had me up at night looking around. Like, it had a good mix of the creepiness, and then it had a good mix of some little jump scares, and then they had like the little, I think sometimes part of scary movies is comedy a little bit. Like, I feel like it's some little comedic moments that be happening in some of these movies, especially scary movies. No, it was a great story. Basically, like, this goes in the category. I will tell you this. It's a 2-hour movie, and it feels like a 2-hour movie, but it's worth it. You feel me? I give Weapons 10 out of 10. Shout out to the director, the writers, anybody associated with this movie. We finally bringing back real movies, man. Like, for real, that just ain't cliche. I didn't feel like I watched anything in that movie. I was like, oh, I expected that to happen. No, like, maybe the dumb decisions that they made in the movie, which I ain't gonna spoil, but a lot of stuff was like, wow, that tied together like this, that tied together like that. And then at the end, mwah, the ending was perfect. You feel what I'm saying? The ending was perfect. It left you wondering. And then it was another thriller movie I just seen. What was it? Death of the Unicorn? Was that the joint? Death of the Unicorn. That was a little thriller, little scary little joint that I didn't expect out of nowhere, but it was a thriller. Definitely watch that one too if y'all haven't seen that. Death of the Unicorn with Paul Rudd. What's that girl name? Jenny Ortega. Jenny Ortega. Scary thriller movies are going to carry the movies. I think they've been carrying movies since we were kids. You feel me? Because even as a teenager, when everybody used to go to the movies on the weekend, we'll be in school talking about, yeah, y'all gonna see that scary movie. Yeah, it's PG-13, but we all gonna go see that movie. And it had a good amount of gore in that joint. It was rated R. They really pushed the line with some of the scenes. It was one scene with Wong. I was like, oh, they got gory. You feel me? But I keep saying I'm trying to stop saying I really did enjoy Weapons, dog. Great cinematic experience. Saw it 2 weeks later. The theater was still packed a little bit. You feel me? Everybody was in there ordering food. I mean, I like when it's interactive crowds, because even when we was watching it, the crowd like was responding to some of the dumb stuff that they was doing. They was doing so much dumb stuff in this movie that had everybody like, all right. But it was it wasn't like that it threw off the movie. You dig what I'm saying? So shout out to Weapons and the cast of Weapons, the director of Weapons, the writers of Weapons. We need more movies like Weapons, dog. Stop making these whack movies like, and I'm not calling it whack, but it was a big letdown. Fantastic Four. I think this movie was better than Fantastic Four. It was better than Jurassic. If I go over my movies for this summer, to be honest with you, hold on. Before we play this game, I'm going to go over the movies I've actually seen this summer real quick. I'm going to pull up my AMC app. Because Weapons, I'll watch that again on digital. I'm definitely waiting till I can't wait till it come up on digital so I can see it. All right, here we go. We're going to do the last year, right? Here we go. Weapons, 10 out of 10. Fantastic Four, I give it a 7.5. You know what I'm saying? It was cool. It was solid. Jurassic Park Rebirth was the worst movie I saw this year. I thought it was going to be Sinners. It is not Sinners. They made Sinners look like a cakewalk. And also as well, for Sinners to be, you hear me, like pushed as a It was pushed as a scary movie. I feel like as a horror. You hear me? Like that got me good because it wasn't really a horror movie. Weapons wasn't a horror movie, but it had a lot of way more horror aspects than Sinners did. So Weapons was top tier. But Jurassic Park World Rebirth, that should be a crime against humanity. It should be crimes against the United States of what they did with that movie. That was a really bad movie. I think good money ain't always the best money, or all money ain't good money. You feel what I'm saying? Because I know Scarlett Johansson took that bag just because, and that affected how I even looked at her as an actor. She got me gut shit that whole movie. Everybody in that movie got me gut shit. I do not fuck with Jurassic Park Rebirth. When it was a Tyrannosaurus, what did I say it was? It was a T-Rex. I know it's called a T-Rex. That joint was called a D-Rex. That joint was called a D-Rex. What the fucky? That's how bad we didn't got in movies. What the fuck is a D-Rex? Stop playing with us like that. Waste of time. 100%. Ballerina, terrible movie. Once again, stop making spinoffs. I'ma yell right here. Stop making spinoffs because the first couple movies was good. John Wick, that's a good movie series. The spinoff ain't it. Jurassic Park, we should have stopped at 3. Like, it shouldn't even got to no point where they even made a part, but I got what they was trying to do. The first one made sense. The second one, we were like, oh, okay, but it was good. I think the third one was really the best one out of the 3 because they really like went to the island to go search something for, like, they were actually looking for a mission. It wasn't to go get the dinosaur. This was actually going to get their son. So it was something totally different than the Jurassic Park where they're going to get the dinosaurs. Then I like Chris Pratt's Jurassic Park World because everybody went to, it was like a vacation. It was like an inclusive thing. It was actually a park. They actually did a park thing. We actually saw the park if it actually got filled up. Everything else, throw that shit in the garbage. Stop wasting people's time and money. That's why the movie's failing out. Hey, OG, you laughing? I'm dead serious. It is sad. I'd be scared if it... I thought the D-Rex was going to look cool, but then it was like the whole movie, OG, was all dinosaurs mixed together. It was all hybrid dinosaurs. Stop playing. And Ballerina was trash. They tried to amp that joint. It was like the best movie, best John Wick spinoff. That was the trashiest spinoff I seen. Now, I can't lie. Another thriller, aka horror, Final Destination Bloodlines, I rock with that movie. Thunderbolts, I rock with that movie. Bless you. I rock with Thunderbolts. I thought the Thunderbolts was better than Fantastic Four, to be honest. It was in some aspects when it comes to the action and the story they was trying to tell. Fantastic Four, they was trying to walk us down like we just didn't know what superheroes was. How the Fantastic Four, like we ain't seen 3 Fantastic Four movies, bruh. Man, get into this. You hear me? All they do is play. All they do is play and they give me good shit. Stop playing. Oh yeah, shout out to you, Remy, because you got a birthday coming up at the end of the month. So OG got a birthday coming up. Second movie, even though it wasn't a new movie, Revenge of the Sith, Episode 3 Star Wars. That was a highlight seeing that. Let me see here. Let me see. We gonna go to Captain America Brave New World. Was good in the theater, but it wasn't good at home. It didn't translate at home. It was trash at home. And then another random movie that people not hip to, Flight Risk with Mark Wahlberg. That was a good movie. That's why I said all these movies where we used to have a time back in the day where just random movies getting made, like Superbad and Flight Risk and Hangover, all these movies that were just random that you just go see. You dig what I'm saying? That's the type of movie Flight Risk was. It was a good movie. They kept it grounded. Go see that if you haven't seen it on digital. Another sleeper, I say, was One of Them Days with SZA and Keke Palmer. That ended up being a good movie, and it was a funny movie, by the way. So go see that digitally. People slept in that movie. And then shout out to my brother Mac. We went to go see Both Eyes Open on January. That was the beginning of my movies for January. So Both Eyes Open. Of course I love that movie. It does. So shout out to everybody that made this list of the good and bad. But we had a lot of bad movies, man. And it's a lot of movies I didn't go see on my list. But still, we had some bad, but we had some good. And Weapons is a great movie. I give Weapons 10 out of 10. I'm going to chop this video up. So if you love Weapons, let me know in the comments below if you rock with Weapons. Would you suggest it to anybody else? Because I'm rocking with it. You hear me?